We are heading in a huge Black Swan event. The US federal government is headed into a shutdown. What does it mean? We will speak in a second about it, Bratans. We see the Bitcoin price. We are getting heavily rejected on the weekly 20 moving average. I mean, we still have 13 hours to close this weekly candle, but it not looks good. And also we will speak about the S&P 500 because we are getting here, we're breaking through the support line with a heavily red weekly candle closing about this. Let us start with the US federal government, which is headed into shutdown. And what is this? We are speaking again about the debt ceiling because the debt ceiling has to increase in order to prevent the shutdown of the US government. But you remember we spoke about that in June and July, and there was a decision about that. But what happened there? Because they said something that they increased the debt ceiling or not, and I explain you exactly what they did. Because the Treasury Secretary can use some tricks, and by doing this is what they did in July and August. By doing this, the Treasury can reduce the amount of debt that counts against the debt ceiling, create some extra room to keep paying the government bills on time. However, these tricks are only temporary and do not solve the problems on the debt ceiling. So basically, the Treasury Secretary did some tricks so that they can say, okay, we will not, the US will not default on their debts and we can move on. But right now we have the same problem. And by mid-October, if the Republicans and the Democrats are not agree on something, or what they do with the debts, the US will default on the debts. And historically, this happened already in 1933, and you know, a big financial crisis, blah blah blah. So it's clear, the way it's clear. And because of this news, we saw also the S&P 500 had this huge red candle. You see it here. I mean, this is a massive weekly candle we closed, and it means as we broke this huge resistance, this huge support line, in the big picture, it's very bad, because in the big picture, it means we should see S&P 500 breaking down to our support line at least to 4,220. 250 or even more. And if the S&P 500 falling down, we will see also Bitcoin falling down, and this is very dangerous. I mean, we saw something same happened here. You see in the COVID crisis here, this was the Black Swan event. The COVID crisis, will be this the big Black Swan event of the Fed or not? This is the question. But what will happen in case they will find a solution by mid to Zuckerblatt, by before mid-October, so before they will default on their debts? And historically, I can tell you, after they even agreed on that they will increase the debt ceiling or whatever solution they found, we still saw historically the S&P 500 falling down. So if we are thinking about that history repeats, then unfortunately we will see anyways a huge drop down in the market. It's always not it's obviously not a guarantee, bratans. Nobody knows it, and I want the relief rate to continue. But I mean, historically, we should see some more drop down here in the S&P 500. S&P 500 falling further down, either because the US will default on their debts, or if they will even agree, because yes, if the US will default on their debts, we will see huge red candle. If they will find a solution, we will see only small red candle. But anyways, it means for us that the S&P, that Bitcoin would also fall down. And what are our support lines here on the S&P 5, on the Bitcoin price? Obviously, the CME gap, which is at 21k. So we could see Bitcoin falling down as low as easily at least at 21k. So this would be 21%. The how it called black, the altcoins would be crushed. But we have one more thing which could possibly save us, and there's one thing. Wait a minute, I have to show you here on my new black Apple Watch. Wait a minute. Da hier jovane pidaras. Here you see it here. that we have the next full moon on Friday 29. So only the full moon could save us. And why the full moon? Because always when we have full moon, usually we see here that where I have my okay. Anyways, usually when we have full moon, we have 70 to 80% possibility of a pump. It's not always a guarantee, but it not looks good. What I should tell to you, Bled, it don't look good. We have only another one hope is the monthly 100 moving average. If we see here a bounce on the monthly 100 moving average, still could see that we are going to 35k. However, bratans, you could see it also. I mean, you could see it also positive because we can buy very cheap back Bitcoin or some of our favorite altcoin. I'll show you in a second also some small hope, but in first let us quickly watch on the big picture, because in the big picture, I mean, man, it doesn't matter. We are only approximately 7 months away till the halving, which will happen in April 2000 this wrong in April 2024. So I mean, it's now time. You see, we have only this amount of time, like the size of your penis. We have time to accumulate our favorite altcoin or Bitcoin. So anyways, if we are going down, we are buying. If we're going up, we are buying. And after April 2024, we are waiting just the way up to till Bitcoin reach 130, 150k, and our altcoins will go to the moon. So right now is the time, anyways, to buy your favorite altcoin or Bitcoin, bratans. And some hope for our day traders is if we are watching the ETH versus Bitcoin chart, right? Because we are here in this falling wedge, and this falling wedge, wait, I have to turn off the logarithmic, and this falling wedge is very bullish because it's a falling wedge, and the price target is here 0. By the price target anyways 0.08. The price target doesn't matter, because if Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin, it means, so if we're breaking up, we will see altcoins running to the moon. And obviously that we see altcoins running to the moon, the only thing is we have to see what I have here in my ear, blood. We have to see, in order to see altcoins running to the moon, we have to see that Bitcoin at least consolidates. I mean, sometimes we have Black Swan events, sometimes we have some, I don't know how, White Swan events. Let's see what will happen next week. Right now, at the moment, it don't looks good. Let us see, bratans. We see also the DXY is heavily outperforming right now. You see it here. We're trying to break this massive resistance line, this red resistance field. In case we are breaking it to the upside, the next price tag is 108. So the dollar is getting very strong right now. Only the BRICS could break down the dollar, which would mean the Bitcoin price would heading to the upside, because if the dollar is rising, Bitcoin falling. If the dollar is falling, Bitcoin is usually going up. So thank you everyone for watching, bratans. I still, anyways, in my long position, in my RB long position, because my stop loss is at 18 or something. I don't expect that RB will go so low, bratans. Thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and see you later. Mwah.